Welcome back to Essentially Empowering with Christy. Today we are going to talk about specifically labor. We've been leading up with each trimester of the pregnancy, and just like each trimester and every pregnancy, labor is very unique for each woman and that experience and how it might look for you or for others around you. But I do want to highlight some things that are applicable or that are really great tools that you can use regardless of how labor looks for you. So we could have an induction, we could have a C-section, we could have um, your water breaking on its own and you starting contractions. We can have what we call imminent delivery, that once your water breaks, that baby's coming out right away, where other people labor for a long time even after their water breaks. So like I said, I'm just going to highlight some tools that you can use at your own will as you have more specific questions about a situation, things like that. I'm happy to make additional videos, but here's just a great overview, a toolkit, as I could say, for labor that might be helpful. So regardless of kind of where you are on that labor spectrum from induction to imminent delivery, I think setting the stage is really important. It's two of my favorites for doing that, for atmosphere, serenity, and balance. Like I said, I'm not a midwife, I'm not a doctor. I can hook you up with a really great friend of mine, our essential oil midwife, who has a lot of great experience with lots of different labors. I just have a lot of education and training, and then most recently, my own surrogate birth experience. And we induced labor the night before, so there was a little bit of slow time, right, where you're trying to get the cervix to soften, to dilate, all of those good things. And so I diffused probably for about 12 hours. I diffused serenity and balance because it just kept the room calm. It kept us calm, not anxious. I'm just focused, really good like that. I also really love if anxiety is something that you feel is coming in, and that could be regardless of the situation, something stressful, or you are an imminent delivery person having a really hard labor or really long labor. I think adaptive is really amazing. It's for anxiety in all of its forms. You can diffuse that. We also have capsules. They are safe for pregnancy, and they can just be very calming to your own nervous system. And then wild orange is very happy and uplifting. It's the oil of abundance. And so just think about bringing that energy into a labor room and all of the abundance of joy, abundance of strength, all of those things that you want to welcome in. So those are all really good ones to help you set the stage emotionally, physically, to help you set the stage to induce labor. Clary Sage is our number one friend here. And throughout the whole pregnancy, they're saying, don't touch it. It's Clary Sage, avoid that. Don't touch it. All of that, the whole time, well, tell labor, and then it's your best friend. During my surrogate's labor, I applied Clary Sage only a couple times, and we were moving and grooving. It is a powerful oil for that. A great companion for Clary Sage is our Lang Lang, which I really enjoy as well. It's a little bit softer, but very supportive for the labor process in general. Now, here's just a couple others, and again, they can be used in various formats. Lavender is very calming. So again, that can be emotionally very calming, but it's also really good for pain. If you are mixing that with some of our others, our peppermint, aroma touch, our deep blue. So peppermint is great putting it on the lower back. It's really great for muscle relief, like cramps, things like that. But it's also very energizing, very joyous to diffuse. And if you mix the peppermint with the wild orange, that is just a great energizing thing. So if you've been laboring a really long time and now it's like, okay, now we're time to push, or now, we're kind of getting towards the more serious, intense part of labor, that's a great thing to put on, to smell, to diffuse, to kind of help yourself kick into high gear and get a little bit of extra energy. Some other things for along with that, lavender, you mix that with marjoram, which is really great for muscles, and deep blue, which is our pain blend. I love putting that kind of along the lower back, at the back of the pelvis and along the spine. That can just be really supportive for the labor pain. There's the oil, and then I like the rub. The rub is probably what I would recommend for the labor part itself. But then we actually have a capsule of deep blue polyphenols, and you can almost start pre-treating yourself. Like if you have an induction and C-section planned, or you're getting closer to labor, not only will the deep blue polyphenols kind of help you with the aches and pains of the third trimester, but it kind of helps preset your body to handle some of the labor pain. So that could be a really good tool for you as well. Then another one that I want to talk to you kind of after delivery, you're cleaning up, things like that. Um, there is a lot of soreness down there. And so once you're all cleaned and washed, helichrysum, lavender with some coconut oil down in that area, all over down there, a couple times repeatedly, can be very soothing, very helpful as far as the healing of that goes. So there's a lot of other things that we could talk about. For example, I'll just highlight one more example. My surrogate, we had to induce early due to preeclampsia. Preeclampsia is a condition caught with high blood pressure towards the end of pregnancy, kind of gets out of control, you start to have protein in the urine because it causes a swelling up around the brain. Very serious condition, and which is why we had to induce early, just because we couldn't control the high blood pressure. And so there's things that we did to manage the blood pressure, to keep her in there as long as we could. But then also labor to help stop bleeding afterwards when she had some bleeding issues. Um, just there's lots of things that you can do for specific if you have a specific concern. But overall, I think these are some really good. I think I gave you about 10 different oils that are really great tools to have in just a little bag with you when you go into labor. Bring your I brought my diffuser in there, and so we were doing Serenity Balance the whole night while we were kind of getting going. And then once we kicked it into high gear, I did peppermint and wild orange, and we're just very uplifted and helpful. And then as we dealt with some complications post labor, adaptive Serenity Balance again kind of helped us deal with the anxiety and the after effects of some traumatic parts of the labor that were part of it for us at least. So no matter what your labor looks like, there's some tools that can be super supportive. So I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to post some links down below so you can find all of these oils, tailor it to you and what you need. Thanks. Have a great day.